think it looks good. Alright. Alright. Hey everybody. Just got a couple people in here, so that's good. Just working on some sketch cards, and if anybody wants to talk Mandalorian spoilers, we can do that. So I'm gonna just hang out and work on these for a bit. Hey everyone. Hey, what's up? Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Awesome. Got a couple people in here. So yeah, we're just gonna hang out working on these sketches. Nice, yeah. It was magical. I loved it. The first episode was off to a great start. Hopefully, you don't have to work super late, but thanks for coming by and hanging out. Yeah, I love the. I'm a huge Boba Fett fan, so that ending was awesome. I'm happy to see where they.
Did you put
Yep.
spoilers in the title?
Yep,
Okay.
I did. So yeah, definitely excited for this season. Um, I mean, rumors of Ahsoka and Sabine, and definitely looks like we're getting some Boba Fett action, which is awesome. Yeah, too bad I won't see a Phoenix this summer. So definitely next summer though. Once the world goes back to normal, they put conventions back. Well, hopefully, hopefully I'll be back down there next summer. Hopefully, I get a few more. Yeah, Moff Gideon. That's right. I think you got the spelling right. Um, yeah, the dark saber. Can't wait to see how that factors in. I'm pretty sure they'll tie that into Sabine once she shows up in this episode. I think we'll have some. Also with Bo-Katan, who's I think they confirmed Katie Sackhoff. So So yeah, we got Moff Gideon, we got Sabine, we got Ahsoka coming up, we got Boba Fett. That looks like. So again, this is a spoiler stream, like I started it off with in the chat room. So for those of you that haven't seen the episode yet and you want to hang out, I'd probably say come back after you watch it. So these are just some Mandalorian sketch cards I'm working on that I'll be working on the next few days. Yeah, and Katie Sackhoff is, I think she's been confirmed to play Bo-Katan.
She is.
Yeah, I don't think that's a spoiler necessarily, unless I guess if you're not keeping up with the news, but which is fine. Not everyone reads all the movie sites and gossip sites and all that. But yeah, they confirmed Katie Sackhoff as Bo-Katan, so we'll see. I think we'll see her and Sabine. Sabine is rumored. They haven't confirmed who's playing her.
Or even if she's in it.
I thought they did though.
No.
Okay. So that might. So the Sabine thing might be more of a spoiler than the Bo-Katan thing, but um, yeah, Katie Sackhoff is awesome. She's great in Battlestar, so uh, I think and obviously she's the voice of Bo-Katan on Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. So, oh, okay, you were warning people. Cool, thanks for doing that. Yeah. So um, Katie Sackhoff is the voice of the character, and then she's actually playing the live action version, which is pretty cool. They don't always do that, so um, I know Ashley Eckstein was really hoping to play Ahsoka live action because she's the voice, but that's not going to happen. Unfortunately, it's rumored that it's Rosario Dawson, but that's not confirmed either. So, but nonetheless, it'll be cool that we get a live action Ahsoka. um, you live with my nerd twin, so definitely no. That's awesome. Yeah, I guess Todd's a nerd twin. My nerd twin, apparently. So yeah, he knows his Star Wars. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So by proxy, I'm sure you know your Star Wars too. My nerd twin. That's funny. So we got a couple people in here. We'll see if more people show up. Sometimes they linger in, but I'm starting pretty late tonight, so I'll probably only stream for a few hours. I think last night I streamed for like 5 hours. Tonight I'll just go for a few hours. Just gonna get a few of these cards up to speed a little more. Figure out. White. Really light cream. I don't know if I have one. Guess I could use a warm tone. I'm sorry, didn't mean to shake the camera. Let's see. Try some of these warm tones. Awesome. I'll tell Ashley you guys said hi. Hey Monique. What's up? Good to see you again. Thanks for coming by. I know I'm starting kind of late, but wanted to jump on earlier, so I actually took a nap. I was like, I didn't get. I was. I stayed up late last night watching Mandalorian. So then, and then I woke up early today. So that combination didn't go over well for me. But yeah, I stayed up late, watched Mandalorian, and then ended up taking a nap earlier this evening. I was so wiped out. But that's my excuse. This one's not. Sorry for shaking the camera. I gotta actually tape this board down so it doesn't shake as much. That way I keep moving it every time I run my hand on it. There we go. Try not to. Yeah, really, I know, right? Never too old for naps. In fact, I think when you get older, they just get more necessary. Trying to find the right gray tones. There we go. It's a little better. So yeah, we're just hanging out, working on some sketch cards. Why is this? Number 2 is what I'm going to give them. That's cool. Yeah, that's probably pretty late. So, thanks for coming by and saying hi. Gonna watch your Osborne's Halloween Ghost Hunt extravaganza. That sounds fun. Yeah. Remember watching the Osborne's back in the day? Yeah, they were always a hoot. Trying to get the camera so it doesn't quite move quite as much. Let's see. So, yeah, what were your guys' favorite part of last night? I think the Crate Dragon stuff was pretty awesome. I love seeing. That's the first time we've actually seen. I think other than the video games, I know I think they're a nice Old Republic video game, the Crate Dragons, but I can't remember if they're definitely not that big. That's the first time we've ever seen one that huge. That was like some serious Game of Thrones vibes last night on Mando, or today. Um, just with all the big dragon action, that was really cool. Did not expect that. Then again, didn't expect to see Boba Fett so early either, or for them to tease Boba Fett so early. I think that means he's going to be a big part of this season. I think he's going to factor in the story quite a bit. at least for a few episodes. But I'm guessing since they're cutting right to the chase with him, they're gonna have to resolve all that armor stuff with him, and then the fact that Mando's trying to find more of his kind. But spoiler for those of you who know Star Wars, Boba's not a real Mandalorian, so because his dad Django wasn't a real Mandalorian, so that's going to be interesting. Um, that's my favorite part of the crow. The crow's on in the background. You can probably hear it a little bit. I'm not sure, but expect the unexpected. These guys know what they're doing. Yeah, they do. Um, I think with Boba not being a true Mandalorian, that's going to create some conflict because Mando's looking for more Mandalorians so that he can, help get the child back to where it belongs. I think he's not really going to find anyone other than maybe Sabine and Bo-Katan, which I think those are the ones that he'll end up kind of connecting with. I think with Boba, I don't think Boba's going to be any good to him because Boba's not a true Mandalorian, and I'm sure he doesn't want to take a baby Yoda anywhere, so it doesn't seem the type. Um, so, so Django in Star Wars mythology was, at least so far, they could change it, I suppose, but in the Star Wars mythology they've established, Django is he was adopted like Mando was. He was raised by Mandalorians, but he's not he's not Mandalorian by blood. He's just a guy that was found as a child, which makes Boba a clone of Django, not a real Mandalorian. So that'll be cool to see how they resolve that and what kind of conflict that creates when Boba or Mando's going to be like, well, do I give him back the armor? Is he, you know? But then again, I guess they could change Django's origin. Um, I could see them kind of retconning that um, maybe he was a Mandalorian by blood, possibly. So they could retcon that. I think that his origin was established. Django's was established in the expanded universe, which got rebooted anyway. Um, so we'll see how they deal with that. Hopefully, though, hopefully they don't change that. Though I kind of like the similarities between Django and um, Mando, both being not pure, because technically Mandalorians. I guess I don't even know if Boba can. I mean, maybe Django can be considered Mandalorian, like Mando, because he was raised, but Boba wasn't really. He's kind of diluted, so it's like it's not.
Isn't it Creed based?
Yeah, it's Creed based. It's not. It's a real. It's not. Yeah, I mean, it's not. You don't have to be Mandalorian by blood to be Mandalorian, obviously, because Din Din Djarin isn't. But we'll see. You know, I still think Boba's not a true Mandalorian because he wasn't raised by them like his dad was. So Todd's youngest is obsessed with clones. Yes. You think it's gonna be Rex for Halloween? That's awesome. Yeah, kids love clones. Anytime I do conventions, man, like I sell a lot of clones artwork to kids. I mean, not only do they love Clone Wars, but kids love clones in general. Even the kids that grew up with the prequels, now they're adults, and they really, uh, they really latch onto the clones, which aren't given a lot of personality in the movies.
before?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like, well, you did a commission. I think I did. Did I?
You
I
gave him
did.
a clone?
Yeah, I gave him a print. Yeah. So yeah, like we knew a kid that we gave some art to that. Yeah, it really loves clones as well. So it's kind of. I noticed that the last few years that kids are really into clones quite a lot, which is cool because I think I dig them too. I think they're pretty cool, especially because Clone Wars really. Um, Clone Wars really gave them personalities for sure. Yeah, Rex is the coolest too. It's funny because now that they have Tamir Morrison in Mandalorian, they could possibly have him. I mean, if we're getting Bo-Katan, Bo-Katan, and Sabine and Ahsoka, I mean, they have Tamir Morrison. They could get him just to play Old Man Rex, and that's
That would rule.
right. That would rule. Um, I mean, I would love to see that. I don't know if they're going to do that. I mean, that's just total speculation. But um, man, yeah, if they could put Old Man Rex in there, that would be pretty badass. Yeah, he's watching Clone. Oh, your Clone Wars is on TV right now. Yeah, I think it's always on around here too. We're watching The Crow right now, the Halloween spirit.
Devil's Night.
Devil's Night, October 30th, Devil's Night. Actually, you know all about. I think that isn't that a Detroit thing. That's where it started
Yeah, it's in Detroit.
in Michigan.
That's where it takes place.
Yeah. So, yep, we're in Ohio. Yep. So you know all about the Michigan Devil's Night. So yeah, you're from Michigan, right? Yeah, we're just an hour from Michigan. Why you haven't seen The Crow? Got to work on that. This is one of my favorite movies. Yeah, I love The Crow. Definitely check it out. I think you would like it. You would dig it. Um, the original one, not the sequels. Just the first one. The first one's the best one. It's so good. It's totally up your alley. Yeah. Not really into sports. I wouldn't say I'm a Buckeye necessarily. So, but I originally from Indiana, and then I transplanted here years ago. So I guess you could say I'm a Hoosier, but I'm not really the Hoosier sports either. Um, but yeah, I guess technically we're Buckeyes. Technically by where we live, people up here really love their football, their Cleveland Browns, and their OSU Buckeyes. Which I lived in Columbus for about 16 years, so I was definitely more of a Buckeye then when I was in Columbus because you could not escape OSU football. That stuff was everywhere. Your dad's pumpkins were smashed when he was young. That's all I know. Oh, about Devil's Night, yeah. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, you're in the same boat. Um, it's just your gut instinct. You were raised by a hardcore Wolverine. Wolverine, hey, that's a cool. Being a Wolverine sounds way better than being a Buckeye or a Hoosier.
Being a Patriot sounds way better than all those.
Okay. The Patriots better than Wolverines? Come on.
Yes. Patriots are pro, and they won.
I know. Ashley loves her. She's originally from Boston. Well,
Hour south of Boston.
An hour south of Boston. So she loves her. She loves her Boston sports. So she's a Patriots person. I'm not really a sports person. I mean, I played them when I was younger. I was into sports when I was younger, but that was more because of my dad. He really kind of pushed him. Yeah, I wasn't. I did them more for him, and then as I got a little older, I mean, I did art when I was like 4 years old. I was always drawn as a kid, but I think by the time I was like 7 or 8, I was like, I kind of started to phase out from sports more. I played Little League and never really played football in school, but I played baseball and Little League. And yeah, I just couldn't. I don't know. I was more. Nothing against sports. I mean, my whole family loves them and stuff, but I was always into the geekier stuff, which my dad nurtured as well. Even though he was into sports, he definitely nurtured the comic books and the movies, and took me on all my toy runs every a few times a week. So nice. I still can't believe you haven't seen The Crow. You got to watch it. Definitely, like, put that on your to-do list this weekend, because it's a good. It's a great comic book film, but and it's in the Halloween spirit, I would say. It takes place on Halloween, actually, which is kind of cool. But it's very goth. It's very gothy, very moody and atmospheric. But it's got a really great message to it about life and death, and it's a lot of fun. And Brandon Lee's best movie by far, even though he only made a handful of them. Let's see. So yeah, just working on this Baby Yoda right now. Yeah, we're only like, I think, an hour from Michigan. About an hour. Not too far. In Sandusky, you just have to drive through Toledo and hit the Michigan border right there. By this time, I'm usually in Michigan at least a few times a year by this point. But this year, yeah, not so much. And I would have been in Arizona for Phoenix Fan Fusion already. That would have been in May, and that didn't happen. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Brandon Lee's in it. Yeah, you can picture the DVD case in your head. Yeah, just haven't. I bet Todd's watched it. You could probably. He's had to have seen it. Yeah, you can get his recommendation. You'll probably blow his mind too. He'll be like, "What?" It's okay. It happens to Ashley and me all the time. Or something you haven't seen, and then I'm like, "What? You haven't seen that?" And then it's like, "Okay, we gotta watch it."
It's on my list.
I need a 3. You need a 3. All right. Cool. Thanks for coming by. Nice. Thank you. Hope you have a good evening too. Good luck at work. Live long and prosper, and may the force be with you. Nice. See you later. Thanks for coming by. Tell Todd I said hey. I've got a few more people showing up. Cool. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming in. We're just working on some Mando sketches here. Trying to get these a little more up to speed before I start painting them. So yeah, we're just chit-chatting about Mandalorian or anything in general, Star Wars or movies or whatever. Watching some Halloween themed movies this weekend. Say Friday?
Yes.
Okay. Can tell it.
Now it's not Saturday.
Now it's technically Saturday, but
We have to be up in but it's always over.
so yeah, we're watching The Crow in the background. I don't know if you can see it. Kind of see it back there. It's almost over though. Yeah. This music's cheesy, but I love it. In the back, it's on the soundtrack.
Grandma Bell.
Yeah. Well, this is.
Coincidentally did Daredevil, who is very similar to this movie.
Yeah.
Eileen, you put that bird down.
Eileen was climbing walls in Celebrity Rehab. She was on the roof of the. That chick is cray cray. That's yellow. I don't like that one. Dang, I think that's just a yellow. Cool. Thanks for coming in, people. Good to see you. Just hanging out, working on some sketches. Yeah, we were chatting movies and Star Wars and Mandalorian earlier. Working on this Baby Yoda. Baby Yober. Baby Yober sketches. Got some Mando sketches here too. Just kind of getting the base tones laid in before I start painting them. So yeah, we're feel free to ask any questions if you're curious. Biling. Biling. Yeah. Tone it down. It's a little. Push some darks back in it. Hey, what's up, Dana? Good to see you, man. Good evening. Just hanging out. Continuing the sketching on these. Got the crow in the background. It's almost over though. You wave back even though you couldn't see it. Awesome. Thanks. So did you watch Mandalorian, Dana? Hopefully you liked it. I really dug it. Thought it was a lot of fun. Some nice twists and surprise ending, which we can chat about since this is a spoiler stream. Cool. Awesome. I love that line. Yeah, I think we kind of knew. Um, like I knew Boba Fett was going to be. I was surprised that they showed him so early. I guess, but granted, there's only 8 episodes, so they're kind of cutting to the chase.
Big reveals always at the end of episode 1.
Yeah, I mean, it was. It was. I was glad and somewhat surprised that they were cutting to the Boba Fett stuff really quickly in the story. I was like, oh, cool, we're going there right away. That's awesome. So, if anything surprised me, it was just the fact that, um, not that they showed him at the end so much. I mean, that was totally, we know we get to see him at some point. Just more that how soon we saw him. And yeah, hopefully we'll see him next week too. I imagine they're gonna, now that they've revealed him, they're gonna run with that. We'll probably see him, since Mando's still on Tatooine. He may not be getting out of there quite as quickly as he would like. So, do you have a favorite part, Danon, in last night? Yeah, yeah, we knew he's going to be on Tatooine. We knew we are going to see him. I really like the chemistry between Cobb Vanth and Mando. So I hope they bring that character back, and he ends up maybe helping Mando. Ideally, what I could see playing out. This is just speculation, but I think they're gonna, Boba and Mando are gonna clash. I don't know. I think if Boba gets his armor back, he really has to earn it. Like, if they make him kind of a jerk and a bad guy, I could see the armor going back to Cobb Vanth maybe by the end of the season. Um, but I mean, as much as I want to see Boba back in the armor, and I love that character, it's like it just really depends how they play him. So if he's a bad guy and a jerk to Mando, it's like maybe the armor should go back to Cobb Vanth. But if not, and he's redeemable, and he ends up helping Mando, that'll be pretty cool. But man, that's what's exciting about this season. It could go anywhere. Yeah, that was hilarious when they tried to offer the bantha to the crate dragon, and then it went after the sand person instead. I love that. That misdirect was awesome. That was a fun scene. a little quieter tonight. I only got about 3 people in here. None of my friends are streaming tonight, so they're not raiding my streams. No Brian Miller tonight. He usually doesn't go on Friday. I don't know if he does weekends. I might. I don't think he's on tomorrow either. I'll probably jump on.
It's Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, it's just Tuesdays, but he does multiple times on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think. So I'll probably be on tomorrow night too, trying to get these wrapped up. Is that Blind Manor you're listening?
No, Hocus Pocus Cats.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good point. You can kind of see Boba Fett being more zen and sage. I agree. Like he escaped the Sarlacc pit and you reevaluated his ways. I don't think he'll be a jerk, but I could see him being resistant to getting involved. Yeah, it's just I could definitely see him being resistant and being a foil for Mando. It's just like if they end up keeping him, if they play him more as a bad guy, then I mean I wouldn't be surprised just because Boba Fett kind of has that rap, but then again I hope they play him with a little more depth and like you said, a little more zen and sage. I would prefer that, but I could also see them kind of simplifying him as a bad guy too, just because that's kind of what he's known best as in the lore. But yeah, I think we'll be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't put it past these guys because they've been Filoni and Favreau have been really smart with how they've kept us on our toes. So I could see Boba being a little more, depending how much they use him, like how much screen time he gets in these episodes. I could see him being reformed. I would say maybe not. More like Mando. It's just I don't. We already have that character. Is the problem with Mando? He's kind of like the bounty hunter, but he's kind of reformed his ways already. If Boba's like that, we get two of the same character, and then there's no conflict in the story. So I see Boba being more of an obstacle to Mando, but I don't want him to be the same character. But I don't want him to be a bad guy either. So it's gonna be interesting how they deal with that. Yeah, I didn't think he streamed on the weekends either. Usually catch him here and there when I can, but are you watching the Sideshow stream? Yeah, you're watching Sideshow. Yeah, I'm working on Baby Yoda here, getting him up to speed a little bit. Oh, you think so, huh? Alright, I could see that. I think Boba might be more of a mentor or an ally. I think he'll be in conflict at first. I bet they're gonna fight. You can't have Boba Fett and not do some action. But yeah, I mean, I could see them fighting at first, and then he could end up mentoring Mando to an extent. It's just, man, that would be cool if they go that route. I'm not sure if they will, but hopefully they do. Oh yeah, here we got. I'm working on this guy for a little bit, getting him a little more rendered.
I can't see. Oh, I shall be happy to PlayStation.
What?
She is so happy I turned on the PlayStation. I hate shutting it off. But she like threw herself on it. Like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I know what you mean. A conflict between them seems almost too predictable. You'd like for them to behave other than we might expect. I think that would be fun. Yeah, I agree. That's why I like your idea. I think I mean, it is too predictable, but I mean, Mando needs conflict every episode, and I think, I think, I think because he has the armor, that Boba will, to some degree, be in conflict over that because he's going to want his armor back, and there might be some misunderstandings involved. But if there is, maybe it'll be a brief conflict if they do it. So yeah, I agree. I want them to. I would like the mentor type. I like that theme. Mando could use that, but man, who knows where they're gonna go with this? It's total toss up. Turn out a tiny bit. Thanks.
You're welcome. I have that song stuck in my head.
What song?
All
All the time, the sky won't fall forever. Yeah, so we just finished The Crow. So
Ugh, I love that movie even more now.
why do you love it more now?
Because it just makes me like, I don't know.
No, I mean that's fine. I just wonder why now as opposed to.
Well, like
Oh,
hearing
from
the
you mean?
story and
Oh yeah, because You've seen it. You mean in contrast
Yeah, we
contrast to
watched
when your brother would watch it.
Stones and
Well, no, but because when your brother watched it when you were younger, you didn't like it as much. But
well, because I couldn't watch it because he
right,
kept like he knew it word for word, and when you're trying to sit there watching a movie and somebody's reciting it to you, it's kind of annoying. It's like, I'm trying to watch this.
yeah, that's an interesting point Danon makes. If Boba would have, you think if Boba wanted the armor, he just would have gone and taken it from Cobb at any point. That's true because otherwise, why is it coincidental that he's just kind of happens to be on that sand dune ridge as Mando passes by on the speeder bike, and he's like, "Oh, there goes my armor." So I would think he would already know that Cobb had it, and if he wanted it, he could just get it back whenever he wanted. So,
Or it probably took him that long to find Cobb.
or it took him that long to find Cobb, and it just. But if that's just like, well, I wouldn't put it past contrived conveniences, but he just happens to find Cobb when Mando finds Cobb. So that would be complete coincidence if that's the case. Which I wouldn't put it past Star Wars because or any storytelling that does that often. Um, so those are the two options. I think he just discovered his armor because he was happened to be there, or he already knew about the armor, and he sees that Mando's taken it from Cobb. So now he's probably like, wait a minute, who's this guy running around? That just, so maybe he's not okay with it still. And that's a good point. So yeah, I like that. So maybe, I mean, I can't see him meeting Mando and not being in conflict to some degree or disagreement. But then I could see them maybe working it out to the point where he is okay with Mando taking the armor. But I mean, if Mando and Boba meet, and Mando just wants to give the armor back to who it belongs to, and if Boba doesn't want the armor and he knew about it already, I don't know if there's a story there necessarily. So it makes more sense if Boba has been missing his armor and he sees that someone else has it and he didn't maybe know that Cobb had it. So that seems to me like that's where the conflict that a story would need. But what's Mando going to do with the armor if Boba doesn't want it back? So I think at that point he returns it to Cobb. Which either way, I think that's probably what's going to happen. I bet Cobb gets the armor back because he's kind of proven himself worthy of it, whereas maybe Boba's kind of moved on from it, most likely, or Boba gets it back and takes off with it because Boba has been wanting the armor this entire time. So, I mean, there is that option. God damn it. Number 2 is dying. So yeah, I think if Boba knew about the armor already from Cobb, he's not even gonna want it back. Oh, for sure. I mean, I know it's not just Boba going to be the conflict, but Moff Gideon's going to be the main conflict, absolutely. But if they're introducing Boba into this story, quite possibly as a mentor role, which I like. I still think they have to deal with the fact that Mando has Boba's armor and he's trying to return it. Um, and if Boba already knew about it, he may not want it back. Or he didn't know about it and he's going to see that Mando has it and he's going to, I don't know, maybe Mando just gives the armor back to Boba and there is no conflict. And I mean, for an episode, I'm not talking like a long-term conflict here. I'm just talking about like a quick skirmish, possibly, where they don't see eye to eye on something. But I think there's interesting story drama there if these characters don't see eye to eye, especially with Boba being who he is and Mando being someone that we do know that's reformed as a bounty hunter to an extent. But Boba, all we know about him is how we last saw him, where he got thrown into the Sarlacc pit and he was kind of a jerk. Granted, a long time has passed since then, 5 years or so he's changed. But has he changed for the better or has he changed for the worse? Is he going to be friend or foe? And if he's foe, I agree it's not going to be like long term. I mean, that's Moff Gideon and the Empire and the Darksaber story. But Boba could possibly end up helping Mandalorian. I could totally see that. Just maybe not immediately, but maybe to some degree. He ends up, later on sort of helping him. So yeah, I would like to see him help out Mando for certain, definitely. So you're thinking Mando would just give it back to him if he just wants to take the armor and go. If he just wants to take the armor and go, that would not be unlike a Mandalorian, and I don't think Mando would have an issue with that. Yeah, but there's no real interesting story if he just takes it and goes. I mean, I think before they get to that point, I mean, yeah, to know that Boba Fett's back in his armor and flying around the universe, that's pretty cool. Um, to know as a fan that character's still out there, and that he's kind of reestablished now. But I don't know if it'll be that simple where he just gives it back to him and he goes on his merry way. I think he does just give it back to him, and there is no dramatic tension. I think we'll see Boba as sort of a mentor or guide to a degree for Mando. I think they have to utilize him somehow in the story, if not for conflict. He has to have a purpose, definitely. So yeah, I think we're more or less on the same page. I think it's kind of just up in the air. Like anything could really happen, really, with these characters. So yeah, we think we'd see him again, and then that might build some tension. Like, yeah, when do we see him again? Yeah, I agree. I don't want him just to leave. I want to like something. I want some drama with that character to happen. Regardless whether it's with Mando or another some other some other story beat. Just I'd love to see Boba incorporated, being as hugely popular as that character is. I don't want to see him show up for one episode and just leave. I want to see. I would prefer, as a fan of Boba Fett, to see him, get some kind of action, whether it's physical or whether it's dramatic, but some story beats where he actually, they utilize him in the story dramatically. That's kind of fun. I would like to see that. And then, maybe after a couple episodes, he could just take off. But I don't want to see him just pop up next episode, then just leave. I want to see. So, as a fan of Boba Fett, I want to see him utilized in the story somehow, just a little bit more. Maybe a few more episodes before he just takes off.
There's your mask.
Okay, thank you. I'm hearing the rumor that Ahsoka may not even show up until episode 6. And I think she's only in one episode, so FYI, that's the rumor I'm hearing. So since this is spoiler talk, who knows if that's true, but I know that episode 6 is titled The Sorcerer, and that's how they refer to Jedi. So if a Jedi is showing up like Ahsoka in this season, I think that would be the episode. But
She's not a Jedi.
well, she's not a Jedi anymore, but she has Jedi powers. I mean, we can argue semantics, but I think I think she's going to come to represent the Jedi in The Mandalorian, since we know she's supposed to be in it. pushing some of the dark values here in Baby Yober. It's starting to get the lighting down on him. So Danon is asking, so do you think Mando might have a greater purpose aside from just getting Baby Yoda back with his kind? Seems like everywhere he go, he's uniting people and building alliances, like getting the Tusken Raiders and the people from the town to work together, and even brokering a truce. Yeah, I mean, it seems to kind of be the theme. I know in season 1, they he helps that one village with the raiders, and they have the ATST, and he brokers a truce with Cara Dune, and they end up working together to help the villagers against the raiders. Not Tusken Raiders, but the bandits. The The I think they're like Nikto and Clotunians. I think that's their species. But does Mando have a greater purpose? I mean, I think that's sort of the theme of the show is that he goes around, ends up in these different predicaments where he's helping people. It's kind of like the old, what were the like Chuck Connors, the rifleman. Remember that old black and white TV show? Though I mean, I guess that one was more he was a sheriff in the town. I think. I'm trying to think of some of those old West shows where they have like, I mean, it's definitely Clint Eastwood movie themes, like High Plains Drifter, some of these westerns where you have the roaming cowboy, or even the Japanese films with the roaming samurai, the Ronin that ends up going from village to village, helping people. I mean, that's kind of how this series is playing, like those old Western TV serials, or those old Clint Eastwood movies, or the Japanese samurai films where they have a series of adventures on this quest that they're trying to get to ultimately. So I think the honestly, I think the way this series will end before we get there is I think it'll end with Mando letting go of the child ultimately, like whether it's reuniting with the child with his kind, which I doubt there's a lot of other Yodas out there, but who knows? I think that's how it ends, is with him reuniting the child with his kind, or letting go of the child, like emotionally, also physically, but also emotionally. I think until we get to that point, we're going to have these subplots of Mando helping people, uh, the Darksaber subplot with obviously that'll factor Bo-Katan and Sabine in. I think the Boba Fett is going to be a subplot that lasts more than a few episodes. Honestly, I mean, it's possible it can only be a few episodes, but I think at least a few episodes. But I think that's a subplot. So I mean, we're going to get these different conflicts and stories, and the I'm sure we'll get another one this season of Mando helping people solve some kind of dilemma and uniting people. It seems to be a theme, but I don't think it's the point of the show or the ultimate plot. Or, um, I mean, and they can only do that so many times. I think they're going to build on this Darksaber thing. They're going to build on the Moff Gideon thing. I think that's going to be the major, uh, them wanting the child, them chasing Mando for the child. I think that is going to be the main story. Is there a point to come from it? I think the point will end up with Mando learning to let go of the child eventually. I think that's, at some point he can't protect the child forever. So there we go. Yeah, Paladin. Yeah, that's it. That's one I was thinking of. Have Gun Will Travel. That's right. That was a good one. In Kung Fu, that one comes to mind for sure with David Carradine. Um, so yeah, it definitely like those shows like Paladin, Kung Fu, and I know there's a couple Clint Eastwood, and the Magnificent Seven, which is based off the Seven Samurai. That theme, we already kind of had that episode with. I mean, not did we? I mean, with the Cara Dune episode from season 1, I think it was episode 4, where they meet on that planet and help the villagers. It kind of has a Seven Samurai vibe to it, or the Magnificent Seven. It kind of had that vibe, but obviously there was only a few of them, not 7. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's an interesting point to discuss, because what is the ultimate goal of this series, and what's the ultimate theme? And I I don't know if there necessarily is one that they presented so far, other than the 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 main theme is the bonding with Mando and the child, and then how that gets resolved. I think that, and then how he learns from that experience is and then obviously the Empire and Moff Gideon are chasing him, but I think the main theme is family and bonding and letting go. Ultimately, at the end, whenever the series ends, he'll have to reunite the child at that point with his kind, or let him go for some reason. So I think that's where it'll head eventually. I think in the meantime, we're just going to get as many seasons as Disney can stretch this out because it's so popular and fans love it. Um, we're going to get a lot more random adventures of Mando and um, it'd be cool to see how much they incorporate Cara Dune and Grief Karga too, since they may not really show up until he gets back to Savarine, Navarro. Sorry, I'm getting my planets confused. Um, so yeah, I think, which probably won't happen until after this Tatooine thing resolves itself with Boba. So I think we'll get, I think at that point we go back to Navarro, and we'll get more Grief Karga and Cara Dune at that point.
Yeah. She's I was just petting her saying goodnight. And she's like, yeah,
Oh.
you want treats? Yeah, why are you being so horrible?
So yeah, if you're just joining, working on some sketches, feel free to hang out. We're talking Mandalorian with my friend Danon here, Quench Press. A few other people in the room hanging out. Feel free to ask questions. All right, good night. So yeah, feel free to chit chat. Cool. Yep, take your time. See you in a bit. my zone here on these. So if I'm quiet, that's why I'm just in my zone, but feel free to send questions or chit chat, anybody. I'll keep plugging away on these. One thing I learned about layering these cards for you artists out there is these warm and gray tones. You can see it. These warm Copics are, the warm and gray ones come in handy for layering. So if you need to add a little shading to some of your, if your greens or yellows are too bright, or your reds or blues are too intense, and kind of tone them down with some low number. This is a warm 2, so you can kind of tone things down with a warm or cool marker. And these Copics are like watercolors the way they layer, so those are kind of nice. Yeah, yes, this one's taking shape. It's getting there. Trying to find the right balance of color contrast. So this was a 2, so I need a 1 probably. Yeah, this one's dying out on me, but that's okay. Just need like a little more. Tone down some of that orange in there with this gray. Use a little yellow orange for his little potato sack, but it's a little too much. So I'm gonna tone it down a bit. Not quite sure what I'm gonna do with the backgrounds on these yet. I mean, I'll probably just do a little bit of wash color and keep it kind of simple. Get a little pink tonguey in there. It's a little bright, but it's okay. There we go. Kind of tone it down just a bit. Cool. Welcome back. Figure out where to go with some of these. Let's see. I need that 3. So I'll probably go for another 30 minutes or so while I get these Yodas up to the same speed as the Mandos. Let's see where these are at right now. These are just about ready to paint. I just kind of got the base tones down, and then I'll go in with a brush and some watercolor, maybe some gouache, and just start to punch the color up in them a little more. With the Copics, they're nice, but they tend to be a little diluted for me, a little flat with the color. And again, these are nowhere near finished, but just to kind of establish the lighting and the base colors and the shading and the highlights, basically. But I like adding the paint because it gives them a little bit more vibrance, a little bit more life than the Copics. Color pencil helps too, so I'll go in with some color pencil at the end of these. Yeah, just kind of building these up right now. Figure out. I think I'm getting close to the end on these before I start painting. I can push the contrast. Let me see. This guy could go a little darker. Looks like I might need a little darker cool tones in those shadows. Definitely can go darker on the contrast on him with the eyes and the shadows. And then let's see. This one looks like I could go darker on. Make sure it's not too blurry. Looks like I could go darker on the eyes. And some of the shading on him too. So let's see. Let's go back to this one and we'll punch up some of the cool shadows. Those are warms. Bags of markers all over the place. I want to go C5 or should I go C4 first? Let's see. Yeah, I got a C3. I'm ready to C4. There's another C5. Do I have any C4s? I might be. Oh, there's one. Might be getting low on those. Might have to switch to a different tone. Let's see. Just getting down to the end. Let's see here. I just want to deepen up these shadows a bit more. I don't want to go too deep, but if I can just So did you get your 6 mile? Was it 6 miles? I think you did last night. 6 miles in 90 minutes. So pretty impressive. So that's a pretty good walk. Hopefully, hopefully you're feeling good today and not too sore. You get another walk in tonight, Dana. I don't want to go too careful. Going too heavy on this. Oh, nice. Good job. Good to hear. Yeah, it's important, especially in quarantine, because, man, God knows I have not been as active as I normally am, because I've been trapped inside and working on art all year so far, and I try to get out every day a little bit, but, you know, even if it's just run to do an errand or two or grab food, but, then some days I'm just stuck inside at the table all day, so one thing I miss about conventions is miss being on the go, always traveling, which is keeps me active that way, which is nice. So good to hear. Glad you got your walk in tonight. Let's see. Let's get that. This is a C4. A C3. Yeah, it's right here. All right, let's blend this just a little bit. It's getting there. Once I start punching in the lights on him, he'll start to pop, and I start to deepen the shadow, which I'll probably do with some paint. I don't want to keep it translucent and not go too dark just yet. So I think if I use some watercolor in there, it should help not go too heavy or overboard. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the backgrounds for these. So yeah. Let's see. Wonder, maybe this like a little light. I feel like this one should be. This will probably have a darker background to help that edge light. This one will be light since it's outside, so I'll do a lighter. Yeah, same with this one too. It'll be a light background. maybe a light blue. Maybe this could be kind of a warmish yellow, maybe. Yeah, I'll give it a little bit of a halo, see how that looks for yellow green, yellow green. Don't really have any straight up yellow yellows. I do kind of have this yellow red. Let's see. Let's give it a little halo, see what happens. Maybe just a little bit. Go around it just a little bit. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go lighter yellow. I swear I thought I had a. Is this it? A yellow greenish. Not really the yellow I wanted. Okay, blue, maybe light blue. Maybe I'll go with blues instead of yellow. Yes. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, it might be a little better. Just give a little bit of a halo for now, and I could maybe wash out of that with some paint. That looks alright for now. Let's maybe do something for this one. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. They're getting there. I think they'll look a lot better once I do the painted detail in them. You can see this is still pretty muddy and rough. Same with this one, kind of muddy and rough, but you're starting to see the light play come together. Same with these. A little muddy and rough in there, but once I blend them and do some more technique on them. Oops, getting random text messages on my phone. I thought I had my phone set to do not disturb. Let's see. I think this blue should work okay. Need some of that cool blue to contrast the warm greens and yellows. That's our color contrast is what it's all about, right? That's what makes everything interesting. It's whether it's in storytelling contrast or visual contrast with colors and warms versus cools. That's what makes art pop. It's what makes visuals interesting and engaging, and it's what makes contrast metaphorically works for stories. It what makes stories dramatic and interesting and fun. So it's taking those elements that kind of pull against each other. So the blues versus the greens and yellows. Same with this one. I don't know what I'll do with the background. This is going to be a bit darker. I might do blue, but I might have to push it darker. We're getting down to the end here in a few minutes, but same with Mandos. I wonder. I kind of think I like blue for. I think I like blue for both of these, but I might This one has blues in it, so it might make sense to go blues. I don't want to use blue on all of them though, so I gotta figure this out. Try blue on this Mando, see how this looks. Again, just giving it just a soft halo for now. Not really too concerned yet with the backgrounds, but if I give the cards a little bit of background tone, it helps me balance the contrast in the character. So if I put them against a little bit of a color and not just gray, it kind of helps me go, okay, I know where I'm going. So you kind of have to, it's all about push and pull, working back and forth. I kind of like the watercolory feel of this one. Granted, it's very loose still, but yeah, it's got a lot of detail to go yet. But I'll be breaking out my tiny brushes to get that detail in these later. So yeah, thanks again for checking me out on Patreon, Danon. Anyone else listening, feel free to check out my Patreon. And I have some pretty low tiers for like $3 and $5. So plus some cool rewards. And I'm always sharing. I'm sharing new art over there, so stuff I don't share on my social media. So if you join my Patreon, you get exclusive looks at all the different projects I'm working on. So yeah, definitely check that out. You might dig some stuff I'm working on, like Supernatural, Star Wars, of course. There's more Star Wars art there. Got some Black Widow art I'm sharing. I'll be sharing some more Black Widow art here soon. So yeah, be sure to check me out on Patreon. And I got more art on the way, which will be exclusive. Got some more Star Wars art coming up. A couple Star Wars paintings I'm working on. Some more Supernatural stuff and Firefly and oh gosh, what else? Halloween, doing a painting for John Carpenter's Halloween, which I'm working on right now, but it's not coming out till later next year, next summer. But I'll definitely show it early in my Patreon. So I'm working on it right now. You'll get some exclusive looks at that art in progress. So I'll be sharing a lot of in progress shots of my art. So yeah, if you're listening to this or you're watching, feel free to check me out on Patreon. I really appreciate the support. It keeps me doing this for a living while there's no conventions. Let's see. I'm gonna figure out backgrounds for these two now. Kind of did like an orangey yellow, which I might tone down or put a little more yellow in that background on him. This one feels like outside too, definitely. This is sort of like an outside shot as well. With all the reflections. I feel like that needs to be like a yellowish. Man, I wish I had just I wish I had a soft yellow. I guess I could do. What's this one? if I could do like a cool purple maybe. Let's see if this one's a little dark. And they're all about the same. Let's try this. This looks like it might be a good darker cool color. I have to darken this up anyway, but we'll just start out with this. Purpley. Maybe it'll be like more of a night sky, purplish, dark purple, purple blue. Again, just kind of throwing in a little bit of a halo for now, so I can build up the tones around it later. I could go blue for this one. I feel like it needs to be like yellowish. That's a straight yellow. Maybe this one. Let's see how this looks. Oh yeah, there we go. I have to tone it down a little bit. It's a little too bright, but kind of let some of that bleed into the armor for reflection reasons. Yeah, it's a little bright. I'll have to paint into that, but again, just kind of gives me something to bounce off of for now. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, Dana's asking if I'm doing commissions. Absolutely. That's kind of what these are. I mean, I got other commissions I'm working on, which I'll be streaming here this weekend and this week. But yeah, no, I'm accepting commissions. So if you're interested, let me know. On my Facebook and Instagram, you'll see me posting my commission rates, and I have a commission ad if you scroll through my Instagram or Facebook. But yeah, hit me up. I can let you know my prices if you can't find them. They're also on my website, on my stuff to buy page at joecaroni.com, right there in the upper corner, right there. So joecaroni.com, stuff to buy page has my commission rates. I am accepting commissions. I'm getting caught up on my other ones right now, so usually takes me I would say about 2 months to turn something around. So if you're interested and you want like a Star Wars sketch or a Batman sketch or pretty much anything, movies, Disney characters, whatever, I do sketch covers and 9x12 sketches, which, let me see, I got some right here. I'll show some examples of my commissions. You can see what I'm doing currently. And these are going to be commissions I'm working on. I'll be working on these during my streams coming up here very, very soon. Oh, here we go. I don't know if you can see this one. I got a Phantom sketch cover commission I'm doing. Oh yeah, you've got a Batgirl commission from Norm. Awesome. I love Norm. Norm's awesome. He's a great artist and really good friend. He's cool. Norm Rapman. That's cool. You're getting a Batgirl from him. Here's a Captain America I'm doing for this sketch cover. You can see Cap saluting here. And then, so I got a Cap sketch cover I need to finish. I got a Phantom. Here's a Ray one that I'm working on. So this is for a Star Wars sketch cover. So I got to finish that one. Here's a Captain Rex sketch cover I'm working on right now. You'll see me working on this one really soon on my live stream. And here's one of an actress I'm doing for a fan. From Teen Wolf. Crystal Reed, that's her name. She's an actress. She's been in some TV shows. So yeah, I'm working on this one. I gotta color this one up. So yeah, I got a nice little stack of commissions. I think I think there's a couple more that I'm finishing up. Let's see. What's in here? Oh yeah. I got Johnny Depp from Dark Shadows. I gotta finish this one up. So after I get these cards done, I'll be coming back to these commissions. So, and then I have another Star Wars one of a Jedi Temple Guard sketch. You'll see me working on that here soon. So yeah, that's cool that you're getting a Batman sketch from Norm. Can't wait to see that one. I love his commission sketches. So yeah, if you want one, Dayton, hit me up. I'm happy to put you on my list. You'll be able to see me live stream it after I get those knocked down on here. It usually takes me a month or two to get to, in my current schedule, to get to finishing a commission for someone. Yeah, so I think these are pretty solid for now. I'm gonna come back with some paint on these, start to blend these markers with some paint. But yeah, you can see where these are headed now. So cool. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, Dana. I appreciate it. I'm probably gonna bounce. But I'm going to try to come on earlier tomorrow. If I work on these or if I work on my commissions, I'm not sure yet because I'll be painting these. So I don't know if I'll do the paints on these for live stream. I might. I might work on them off camera and then come back to them. So I might jump on those other commissions tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. We'll see how I feel and where I'm at. But for now, you can see me work on these, and I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I'm gonna grab something to eat, probably work on some other stuff for a little bit, and then watch some TV, and then hop back on here tomorrow. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I've enjoyed these last couple hours. Have a good night. Drop me a line if you want to commission Danon. I'll happily put you on my list if you want me to draw a Batgirl for you or something. And I'll catch you guys later. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.